I'm your host, JD. If you're new, make sure to consider liking, sharing, and definitely subscribing to the platform. And if you're a member of the platform, massive respect to you lovely ones. And who wants to become a member, please do click the join button. YouTube will help you along the lines. So as you saw by the title, shocking reports. So we're going to discuss what that is. And then we're going to talk about if Steve Mcclaren finally saw the light, something that we all knew. We heard some statements from him and want to play those things to you guys so you could give your takes on it. All right, because I thought you guys were right, and now it's proven because he's saying some things that you guys have said. And then we have to give some reports as to what took place in Concacaf yesterday, because we had games started since yesterday, World Cup qualifiers. All right, we have Lamar and Triple E already in the house. Massive respect. And guys, if you're watching, make sure to drop your comments below. Anything you heard in the video you want to have a take on it, please do leave it down below. I will try and answer you guys. For the last 2 days, I've been very much tired. That's the reason why I've not really got into the comment section, because I have to be working overtime to see if I can make back some money, because maybe I lost some money. So want to try and make it up so we can get things going. All right, so 1 second, let me just put the link here so people could like the video. All right, so that should be good. Then we have, let me give the rest of people that came in. We have Lamar, Triple E, Jamaican Family Vibes, DJ, Jay, Nicholas Radcliffe, thanks for being here, Ricardo Baggio, Marvin Ferran, and Martin Baker. So the first thing I've seen written in the Jamaican publication, which would be one of the Jamaican publications, which would be the Gleaner, that is going to be the Gensec is going to be Roy Simpson. They pretty much said that Roy Simpson was hired to be the Gensec. Lulu, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Hush Puppy just came in. Lulu came in. Derek G and DJ. So Roy Simpson, they said, got the Gensec job. Don't know if it's a temporary job, but it did not sounded like that. When I read it, it sounded like definitely Roy Simpson got the job. All right, so I'm gonna try and go through it so you guys could give me your take on it, and I will give my take. And my take will have to come from my encounters with that individual and what I've seen over a period of time. Let me know, based on your encounter that you have with him, let me know if you think it's going to be better for Jamaica football or you think it's going to be worse. Let me know. All right, so yes, it's going over the round, so definitely it is official now. It's official now, but at the time that I had it, it wasn't like fully in every publication. So definitely they're saying it now, because I saw it on Caribbean Nationwide. It's on Jamaica Observer. All right, and then our Today also with Sportsmax posted it. All right, so Sportsmax 5 days ago posted it as saying that Simpson appointed JFF acting general secretary. All right, yes, but now today they're trying to give you more additional information on it, but that's the role that he's playing at this point. All right, let me know if you think it's going to be better or worse. All right, in my opinion, I'm hoping that this is for the better, but based on what I've heard from the individual and saw what happened under his reign, being the team manager, I think that you might, even though it's a different capacity, he might carry over some of his things, and it might not turn out for the better. It might not turn out for the better, but I am hoping that it will be better. All right, let me put it like that. I'm hoping that it will be better. Everyone's saying that they think it's going to be worse. All right, but yeah, I'm open to see if he can add some value to it. But based on what I saw, I don't think the team management, because I remember under that time, he was the one with the playing issues, with Greg Lay. He was the one with all of that, all right? And it never looked good. Obviously, when you had the YouTubers, them went in there, and the Gensec came on board, things kind of stabled a lot better, all right? So, with the Gensec leaving now, which was one part of the stability ship, and he was here when he never had any stability. You think that with the YouTubers and him, everything can work out well? Because that's what we're left with, the YouTubers and him. Because the YouTubers were the only new ones that came in with the Gensec. You understand me? Yes. And things kind of stable. All right. Not saying that everything was pretty. All right. Yes. So it's going to be a tough task for him. I'm hoping that he really reads up on the position and know that this could be a life-changing moment for him and try his best. All right. Yes. Because maybe when a man puts up with an opportunity of a lifetime, you never may know. He might can turn it around and do something well. And we are hoping for that based on the fact that it is for the country. And we will be depending on him to get the job done. All right. And the JFF will be hoping that he delivers in a man. All right. Because the last Gensec, the president pretty much came out and said he never had any sense. He knew he couldn't do the job. And so I'm hoping that they don't appoint this person and tell me that you knew that he never had any sense from before, or you know that he wasn't capable from before. Remember, that's what the Gensec said about the president said about the previous Gensec. You know, remember when he left? Not this one, not this the last one that left. The one before that. Remember, that's what he printed out in the Gleaner when they pressured him. When they pressured him, and I have all of those articles, printed out. I'm sorry that I wasn't in house. So some of these iron that these, went. Dalton went. Some of these iron makes no sense when you hear their follow up after the firing and stuff of these people. You understand me? It is ridiculous. I'm hoping that this is not one more of the ridiculous signings. And it's just the easiest way you could have put someone in the position. Hope you really think that he could get the job done. Yes, Dalton went. Yes, I said it. Yes, but I'm just trying to remind people that's what the president said about the previous Gensec, when he left, he knew that he couldn't do the job. So people, I don't know how these people are still in charge. The things what they do say, in any other society, they couldn't have a job. Because you can't be the head of something and come out and say that you know that the next man was not capable of pulling off a job. That means you're not good enough to hire people. But people, I'm just hoping that it goes well, because we are in a period where Jamaica has a good amount of resources to get the job done in several different teams. All right. Obviously, we have failed in all. Of those teams so far, and I'm hoping that the Reggae Boyz actually gets the job done. All right. So Ry Simpson is the acting General Secretary for the Jamaica Football Federation. All right. Yes. So he moves from team manager to the General Secretary. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you think it's a good appointment, or you think that you don't have any confidence in it. So far in the chat, everyone is saying that they don't have any confidence in it, and I'm hoping that he proves all of us wrong. All right, so let me move on now to some more shocking reports again, because one thing about Jamaica, the reports them comes out as shocking as shocking and as shocking. All right, so property for sale, big up yourself. El Mexi, Omar Fowling, Toffee Rudy, Craig Mantini, Montague, big up yourself. Thanks, Sabine. Sheridan, big up yourself. Dockland Stennett, big up yourself. Travel, Madly Footer, Travel, Spinity, big up yourself, big boss. All right, so this part now will be a little bit tough, you know. All right, the title could not be more fitting. They are actors. No. All right, so Dockland, this part is for you in a Dockland. So the coach, after obviously wonderful tournament that Jamaica played in Unity Cup, turned out to be more exciting than anyone actually expected, including the coach, because the coach himself said he never expected it to be this way, because the coach pretty much said that he never wanted this tournament. He would have wanted the tournament, but with his best players, so he could have worked on things. But based on the timing between all games, it comes at the wrong time, because he never had the Ethan Pinnox and the Liam Bailey and everybody. But believe me, after this tournament finished, everybody's saying that they don't want the Liam Baileys or nobody else. They want this team that they saw playing. So this competition became maybe the backbone of Jamaica team. Because it's what made us figure out that maybe we have some good players aside from the big name players. All right, so based off that, everyone, even the actors that were pretending like they were waiting on Jamaica to lose and all sorts of stories, because the scrub sent a big message to us, people. The man that we said was a scrub, he sent a direct message because people clipped it and sent it back to me. So definitely he heard my speech from my channel. So that means people went to him and gave him the clip. All right. And he answered directly to me. I never called in his show or nothing. He answered me directly. All right. So I will play that. I will play that for you, but not now. We're going to go through the coach statements first. All right, and this is from Sportsmax. So Sportsmax, you know the thing. I am just trying to use your clip for information, to pass information to people. All right, so people go and watch the clip in its the show in its entirety. All right, we're not trying to devalue the exact man that we said was the scrub. All right, so if you had listened to the video and not listened to other people, you would have knew exactly who we call the scrub. All right, he answered me, people. So our message reached very far. All right, yes, so he reached straight on the radio, reached very far, our message. All right, so let me play the Sportsmax one. All right, tell me if you can hear, people.
And I think in the Unity Cup, what we're going to play to the strength.
Can you hear, people?
Of the players, and I think in the Unity Cup, what we did for the 2 games was play to the exact strengths of everybody in that squad.
Can you talk to me briefly about your style of coaching and how much you instruct players as opposed to allowing players to express themselves? I ask you that specifically because I think Cephas is a potential match winner for Jamaica at any level of football based on his pace, his extreme pace. But there are times, and I know that I don't like to call forwards selfish because the world's best forwards are selfish. They want to score goals and they will have passing options, but they want to score. But there are several times I see Cephas playing and I see him with passing options that could benefit the team better, and he chooses something else to make an extra dribble or to try to shoot at goal. How do you talk to a Cephas? Are you satisfied with him? Do you allow him to express himself on the field, or do you try to mold him into the kind of player you want him to be?
I think.
All right, so I think if you never heard it well, he was on Sportsmax and the host asked him a question about his team, like, do you give your team freedom, and what level of freedom you do give them? And then he referred to Cephas and he said, oh, Cephas can be a match winner, but based on his assessment, he thinks that he doesn't always make the right decision. So sometimes, and it could be deemed as selfish, but he expects forwards to be selfish, but maybe Cephas would take it a little bit different. So explain to me whatever freedom you give the players. All right. So exactly the conversations that we were having before. So I know that someone sent this to me because they said that I am the black version of, no, people need to put some respect on my name. That's what they said. And they said I should call out Dockland Stennett first. But I said, no, let me play it and let me talk through it. All right. So we're going to hear the coaches respond.
It's a great question. And as a fullback, if you were fullbacks, gentlemen, would you want Cephas coming up against you? No. Exactly. So he plays to his strengths. And, you know, we've said to our wingers, we want to be like Cephas. If you've got speed, run. That means run behind defenders, because defenders hate that. But then, you know, top players wherever, top, sub-top, average and below, are all defined by decision-making. And you are correct. Decision-making is when you play that final pass, extra dribble. Can you see the pass? Can you see that? You know. So it needs a lot of coaching and a lot of repetition on the field to educate that. So at the present moment, Cephas, I know, and the UK knows now, that he has the potential. He could play in the UK with that speed and what he's got. And, you know, and we've talked about his quality of crossing and left foot, right foot. You never get two better left foot crosses than what he produced in the Unity Cup. They were fantastic. So he's got the ability, and you are quite right. He's still young and he has to develop. So we talked a lot about this in the development of younger players in terms of education. In the UK, they get educated from 6 or 7 years old to be intelligent, to know the game. And it's one thing that we've talked about in the JPL on younger players, that is the first thing that needs to be done. So Cephas is maybe, and I call a lot of Jamaican players late developers, because even at 24, 25, you know, if you would think in the UK, 24, 25, if they're not playing at the top level, they never will.
That's it, yeah.
But here, I think there's a possibility that they can. Kaheem Dixon is a perfect example of that. He's gone into Charlton. He's not played a game or really sat on the bench that much for the first team, yet he's progressing. He's put on a lot of weight. He's in the gym. He's learning. He's being educated.
You hear that, people? Dockland, I want you to listen. He just gave a reference, like what late bloomers are. So, for instance, because you're starting from 3 to 6 years old in UK, by 25, you won't make it. But in Jamaica, you can take 23 to 25-year-olds, and maybe you'll make it because you still don't get to know what they truly can do based on them never having the education from an earlier age. So they are called late bloomers. So Cephas and every one of these kids might have the opportunity, the potential to be decent players at 25. And he used Kaheem Dixon as a reference. Kaheem Dixon left almost 20 years old, and they said he didn't make the first team. Obviously, he got little minutes, so he could get the medal and stuff. So, but he never played a major part in the first team of Charlton. But you saw him going over there, and he's putting on because of what? So that means my eyeball was not wrong when I said the guy is weak and getting pushed off the ball, and he has to go in the gym, because he's getting a report from Charlton, and they told you what they're working on the player, which is his physicality. All right. So people, when I'm talking football, our first thing, don't compare me to nobody when it comes on to YouTube football. All right, because I don't talk from a fan's perspective. I talk from footballing education, period. All right, so I will never share the same sentiments as to, oh, world class this and world class. No, I will never do that because I am looking at the players and I talk according to what the teaching is. So if you're a true coach and you jump and say people are world class and they're at 65th level, I think that tells you you are very behind in your own education. You get me? Because exaggeration is never the first point to get anybody being the best. Because if you're the best, you stop learning. Always remember that. If you're the best, there is nothing else for you to go further. So you can't sell people false hope because they will stop learning. And oh, ironic, majority of our players them stop learning. And then when reality check hits them, that's when they fall straight down back to the ground. So your speech, to what you give people, you give them motivation. If they are learning, if you think they're already complete product, well, they better be, because you're not motivating them. You understand me? Yes, and that's what I've always told people, but they never listened. All right, so anyways, good. Love that from Dixon. He wants to learn, as what the coach said, and Charlton is doing an incredible job, and he's sitting down and taking in the information. All right, so for people that's questioning if we should make Charlton team, the coach is teaching right here.
He knows he got that enthusiasm to do the job, and Charlton are treating him very, very well. And it's a perfect example for any young Jamaican player that's what they have to go through. They have to become not just streetwise, but football-wise as much as anything else.
All right, you hear that? So what you need to become, not a streetwise person, but a football-wise person. You remember before the game came here and told you that when you're going through any module, you have to live the football that you want to play. You understand me? So you can't be on the corner and claim that you're going to come and translate it in football. It doesn't matter how much skills you think you have. You're going to have things that passed you by, and the average player keep on learning and just passed you by. You understand me? So you should follow Kaim Dixon. Go in there, let people know that you don't know it. So people will put you in the position for you to start learning it. Because if you go there as a already developed product, they expect you to deliver. And when you can't, they push you aside. And that's what happened to a lot of Jamaican ballers. So the fact that they are actually working on Kaim Dixon, it tells you that that's what they brought him in for. I read the first report when they signed him, and I said they said that they're not going to play him. They have no intention to play him, but they saw the talent in him and they're going to work on him as a product. And they said that I was bad-minded. When I have the paper reading off, I have the live paper from the club, and everybody running, he's going to be the star, he's going to be the starter. But the information was right in front of me, and that was my first video. They said I was bad-minded. And now he's getting lauded because he's getting developed to the next level. So maybe you see the player next year, and he's big and strong. You understand me? Yes. All right. Bumsworth said, pull up that JD, laugh out loud. Thought you did just bad mind. Yeah. So let me continue. Yes, I'm just trying to show you how sometimes you make the hype catch you and you're not even realizing who talking the full truth. Because I am not sounding like I am exaggerating tells you that I am bad-minded. No, maybe it tells you that I'm more knowledgeable about what I'm talking on. All right? Yes, so never judge a book by somebody else's claim to say cover. All right, let me continue. Wonderful interview by the coach as well.
Faz is a perfect example of that. I think he can be a late developer. The key is, can he learn, can he take it in, and then can he deliver that message?
All right.
Potentially gives you
All right, before they go to the next side. So he said he thinks that Cephas can be a late developer, but it comes down to if he can take in information and put it out. We have said that is maybe Cephas' most complicated point of his entire footballing career, because everyone knew that he could have run. Everyone knew that he could have shot the ball. But nobody knows if he could shot the ball exactly where he wants it to be. If nobody knows if he can pass the ball where he wants to pass the ball. Michael Thomas, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. So I think it's up to Cephas to show the world, because even in the same game, after whipping the two crosses, and it worked, Cephas just went on to try and run into the player and leave the ball. And a lot of chaotic things. So based off that, I would say it comes down to him. I can't say that he can't do it, because he proves to me that he could do it. But what I will ask now, could he be consistent? Could he be consistent? And that is the question to ask here. You get me? Could he be consistent? And that's what I'm going to ask you guys. You think that you could see a consistent Cephas? And when I'm talking about, I'm not talking about goals, because for his club, most of the times he actually plays striker. And so you need to watch the games. Don't let people tell anything. So could he, when you're out on the wings, you expect to be a creator for the team rather than the sold finisher. You understand me? So maybe 65 minutes. All right. Alj said consistency if he gets playing time, JD. So people saying that if he gets the time, what would you say to him? 80. What I would have done is just to tell him the truth. Cephas, here is the analytics. When you reach into a close combat situation, you tend to stop thinking and start being physical. So it's like an anxiety thing. That's why it's not slowing down, you know, because in those moments it slows down for the great players. They've always told you, Thierry Henry told you that it slows down, because you know that it's just one decision between you and that guy, and you have already trained on it. You just need to concentrate and hold your anxiety down. And I could always, why you think he drops his hand, hold his head? Shamar does the same, because it's anxiety in the moment. And they just need to that's why they said repetition. Because what repetition does is to block the anxiety. So it makes you become calmer. And what you would do at a higher level, is to get the reaction time in close down, because those players are fitter, faster, and stronger. So in order for Cephas to be world level, he would have to be coaching with world level players, so he can close down those reaction timing. Why you think? Look at this now. What I like about him in that game, he switched over once on the right hand side. Once he switched over on the right hand side in the game, and when he switched inside of Abdul, and Abdul dropped back and scraped the ball off the ground, he said, okay, this player is not slow, so I'm not going to try to go in a foot race with him. So let me go back over to Ismaila and let Dixon try use his trickery on him. So what you're seeing there, the players still have enough intelligence to know that, okay, my main skill will not work on Abdul, but Ismaila, because Abdul is a professional player, Ismaila is a local playing player in Nigeria. So definitely I'm seeing the level of skills from the next player. So I'm not going to stay there too long. I'm going to switch over and attack the man that I had won the opportunity on. So he showcased that he has footballing intelligence, because he saw what's working for him and go back there. But it's just the anxiety in that moment, and also the repetition, the lack of repetition that is with the at the eye level. So what he saw against Nigeria, half of the pitch had the eye level, but the next half never had the eye level. He took advantage of the lower level on the Nigeria side. But I would love to see both sides have that level of player, so he could have to think a little bit more, and that's what will get Cephas better, because now he has to think about something. Because a higher level player like Alahena would have dropped off. Alahena is fast, and can run down Cephas as well. So what Alaina would have done, okay, I am quick off the blocks as well. I drop back and give you the space. Let's try to push it past me so it's easier for me to, the space between me and the ball is closer than you flying around me because I have the speed. So I would love to see how Cephas combat that, because he would have to make more earlier delivery like what he did and scored from. You understand me? Yes. So that's what I want, and that's why I've always said I want them in challenging situations. That's why I said that I like what Dixon doing, because I could see that he's maturing in his system. You understand me? I could see that he's learning, and the coach said the same. You understand me? You can see things on the field. You have to just really don't talk and just look, and you're going to see it. So I want to say that Cephas is improving. Maybe it's happening slower because of the level that he's playing in. But if he goes up to the championship or League One to the championship, he would definitely learn more. He would definitely learn more, because now League One and the championship, the speed is there, the physicality is there, so you can't bulldoze everyone. So because what I'm trying to show you, you have, once your angles are cut off, that's what education comes with. You have so much things in your arsenal, you can always pick the next one. All right, you could always pick the next one. So in a League One or the championship would be two of his best destination. So you know, his physicality, he doesn't have it over them, and also the quickness, he doesn't have it over them. You understand? Because they are lightning fast and strong, and stamina level ridiculously high. So now he has to work on more things to his game. It will force him to do more things to his game. So we would love to see him in one of those situations to see what he has to offer, and then now we will know if he can cut it in the Premier League or other places, because Premier League is not so much with speed. Robinson showcased that he's just as fast as Cephas, if not faster. And what you saw Robinson did with Cephas, use his intelligence, drops off and said, let's run, come to me, and show him inside to the traffic. And he was struggling with that, Robinson showing him inside to the traffic, because he saw that he couldn't just beat Robinson with a foot race, and him showing him inside with the traffic, and then now he never lift up his head, so he becomes confused. So, and that's what you saw. Go back and watch the USA game. So you know that these kids need to see more actions for them to be better players, you know. So Cephas need more repetition, as what the coach said. Fully agree on it. You understand me? Fully agree. And I fully agree that he could get a contract in England. Everyone was talking about King. Might be him got that highlight, and maybe him would have gotten an opportunity in England, even maybe above King. You know, I don't think you have to beg someone to take Cephas, because if they do take him, it comes down to if he can learn the fundamentals. That's it. But it proved what I was saying. So I want a man like Dockland Stennett, to come and tell me sorry, and let me move on. All right? Yes. And people that said I was biased, maybe you need to tell me sorry too as well, because maybe things are there that you don't know. All right? Yes. So let me continue, people.
Play to the strengths of the players, and I think.
Okay. Oh,
Lord. Talked about the first team. Yet he's progressing. He's put on a lot of weight. He's in the gym. He's learning. He's being educated. He knows he's got that enthusiasm to do the job, and Charlton are treating him very, very well. And it's a perfect example for any young Jamaican player that's what they have to go through. They have to become not just streetwise, but football-wise as much as anything else. And Cephas is a perfect example of that. I think he can be a late developer. The key is, can he learn, can he take it in, and then can he deliver that message?
Yeah, coach, it potentially gives you a
Okay, so it stops there. So go and watch the full interview, and then you can hear him talk about other players and how tough it was when he just came to Jamaica, because he thought he would have seen, like what people told him about the players. What he's saying now, that's not what they told him. You know, so the job becomes, because they were asking him about the chopping and changing, and he said, no, I have to do this because the level of players weren't there. You understand me? What they told me, what they sold me wasn't it. So I have to go back for more players in England, or I have to go look for the best players in Jamaica, or I have to go to the best players in USA. So I can't stop chopping and changing because that what they sold me is not what I have. So for the people that ask about when the coach will have a cutoff point, it's when we know how good the players are. So remember, if he got the job at that time and he said what they sold him is not what he had, all right, when he assessed it himself, so he's pretty much telling that everything that people told him was not actually what he interpreted it as in the end. So now he has to be trying to fix the things that might be the problem to get him to the level that he wants to go. All right, yes, every coach them lie to. Well, this I think based on what you're seeing here, maybe that could be the case as well, or maybe that is the case. You know, that is the case. So the guy had to weed out things, and I was on the stream and said to you that people, every coach come here has to start from ground zero, because they are gonna always force players on the coaches, and they have to figure it out. And I heard the coach say the same thing here. So that means I wasn't mad. I wasn't bad-minded. Travis, I wasn't bad-minded the JFF. Maybe I was too intelligent. And I observe a lot. Maybe that was the case. Because this is the fourth coach in a row coming here and telling us the same thing. The fourth coach in a row coming here and telling us the same thing. And I believe him 100%. Because the last two coaches that left told us the same thing. And if you want to go back to 5 coaches, they told us the same thing. Damian Blacks, we are talking on it now. We are talking on it now, but we are talking about just a snippet. And I'm telling the people about what what other things were actually said. All right, yes. So anyways, now let me move on, because remember we have limited time. We have just like an hour left. We still got good enough time. Massive respect. We have like 100 likes on the people. Let me see if we can hit 200 on it. Just double click the screen, because we have more than 200 people in it. So double click the screen and it's going to automatically like the video. So let me aim for 150 first, and let me see if we hit 150, and then we move up to the 200. Love the respect that you guys are showing the channel. That tells me I need to work even harder, because I am not the finished product. I keep on learning. All right, yes, to bring you guys more accuracy on my takes. All right, yes, but I hope you guys can calm down now. So when I say something, it's not coming from bad mind. Maybe it's coming from education. All right, yes. Why was Atkins picked and listed as a midfielder? Why was Madasil excluded? He said that he wants more time to look on Madasil. All right. So clearly he might not have more players to put in that specific position. All right. So that's why they just go that direction, or maybe because they looked at Atkinson before and he wants to weed him out or pick him in his selection. He's just gonna pick him now, because maybe BVI is a perfect example to see. If he can't cut it against BVI, he can't cut it against nobody whatsoever. You understand me? So it's a perfect time to bring him in. Perfect time to bring him in and then see what he has to offer. All right. You think Antonio going to lose his spot? It all comes down to what Burrell does, you know. All comes down to what Madasil does in the team. Cephas can play forward as well. You understand me? Romario Williams, always a solid piece added to the team. At this point, if you ask me, Romario Williams or Madasil, I think Madasil would be the first choice. So that's why I think that maybe just based off availability and data, because if we are talking about education, if a man says that he has more education than the next player, I would just give him the time. So he said he's going to call Madasil for the Gold Cup. Let me give it the time as well, because you said you call it the education on that player. So I'm going to wait and see how long you're going to call it the education and make a decision. All right, worst if I am seeing the end product on the field just like yourself. We can all analyze it and give our takes from right there. Warren says, keep standing on the principle of excellence, JD. No listen to no outside noise. We have never done. And that's how we stood on it, you know. And a lot of what we keep on getting vindicated every single stream, you know. We should start naming the stream Vindication Part 1, Vindication Part 2. part 3, part 4, part 5, you know. From my start follow you always talk about football education. Steve Mcclaren spoke about it, and Damian Blackson, you don't need to talk about Steve Mcclaren because he's here now. Go for the next 2 coaches, especially Mr. John Wall, because when he told them, they hated him after. But I think maybe the manner that he said it in, and maybe he deserves some of the hate. I don't think he deserves it, because sometimes people don't like to go around the bush to tell you the truth. Some people like to just tell you the truth. Javan East is in training too as well. Thank you, Kemar Benson. Massive respect. How would you rank Mcclaren versus Parla, Schaefer, and Grimmy? I think Schaefer was the best. JD, do you view football fitness over football IQ? No. I don't think you can view, you can't view any one of them over each one, you know, because when you have very good football in IQ, you know, you can be unfit, you know, and still deliver more than a fit player, you know. But what level of IQ that fit player has, you understand me? So unless you're going to give me 2 measurement of, oh, this fit player has an IQ of a footballing IQ of, if we could grade it, of 65, and he's fitter, 100% more fitter, 60% more fitter than the next player that has 100% IQ, maybe you can choose that player. But if the next one is just a poor decision maker and all of those stuff, and that player is playing in a particular position like a cam roll or something, you could easily slot him in, because when you're playing a cam roll, and if you have the advantage of the ball, the cam can be unfit and still deliver more than a fit cam with less education could do, because you can hold on to the ball, you have more possession of the ball, so that means you're dominating. The pace of the game dictates. So that means an unfit player that is high IQ could easily flourish in that system, and get his time to get his fitness level up. So it all comes down to what metrics are there, all right, for you to choose what you want to choose. All right, yes. All right, I don't know how it's working like that. Good morning, Dustin. How you doing, man? I waited so long for you to have this conversation. Thank you, Dustin. Massive respect. Billy, when did you first start watching English football? In the 90s? Yes, in the 90s. Yes, in the 90s. Because I got cable in 35 lane, 1995. So 1995, 1996, that's when I started to watch it full time. And then we ramped it up when Gardner started to play. I was at Chisholm Avenue at that time, and I started to borrow the cable. You know what I meant when I said borrow the cable? Because I never had the cable that I had at 35 lane. You understand me? Yes. Which is weird, because Chisholm Avenue was ranked as slightly of a higher class than 35 lane. All right. So yeah, man, massive respect. People hitting the like button. Respect for that. All right. Let we play. We want to play. Yes. Yes, we did borrow the cable, you know. We did borrow the cable with some small wires and stuff. All right. The people, it turned me into a computer tech. You understand me? Because I had to be running my own wires and learning. All right. Typical Jamaican. Don't like to hear the truth. Full of ego. I can't believe you lived at Chisholm Avenue. Laugh out loud. Yes. Remember, 10 Wigton Road is my yard. Up to this day, we own the entire yard. Up to this day, the yard never changed. We still own the yard. All right. And my family lives there. 1 and 2 of my family lives there same way. So it's still owned by us. We have never given up the yard at all. My grandmother died. Yeah. Make it a call me thief. I said I borrowed the cable just to watch my football. All right. Yes. You know. My grandmother never wanted cable, or my grandmother at that time never wanted to spend money on cable, because, you know, older persons, they wanted to just watch CVM and TVJ, because she came in at 6 o'clock, just wanted to watch the news. All right. And I had to do something, because I was used to cable at the time. All right. Yes. So if you want to call me a thief, you can call me a thief. All right. JD, where I live, I could walk there. Okay, thank you, Duvan. Massive respect. Can you shed light on Tyrese Campbell? Yes, Tyrese Campbell is a natural left winger, but he can play attacking midfielder and sometimes deploy as a striker and over the right hand side. So he's a fluid player that will just draw in the attack. Very good turn up pace. So quick between 10 yards. Very quick, maybe the quickest player in Jamaica team, so look out for that as well. Controlling, IQ of reading the game, especially playing with high quality player, you could see that. All right, I thought that if they brought him in for the Unity Cup, I think you guys would have been talking about him. So that's why I wanted him to get a lower opposition. So BVI coming in, I hope they give him enough minutes for him to tear them to shreds so people can truly see what level of talent. Him and Madasil, if we can tie him and Madasil, both of them have the ability to propel themselves in the Premier League. Both of them. Madasil definitely showed his number this year and was already being touted by championship teams to buy. So Madasil already reached the next level. Tyrese Campbell the same. Tyrese Campbell the same. Teams from the championship wants to buy him already. But they're holding out on him. So at least the next season, we can see if he can put up the display. Maybe the numbers weren't on his side, but because he's a team player, very educated. All right? No, he might not start. That's why I said I want him to get some fair game time. Not 20 minutes or 10 minutes. So if Cephas gets 50 minutes and we are leading 4-0, Cephas comes out and Tyrese comes in, because maybe Tyrese can show you what he can offer, because you need for the game against Guatemala, that is the main game. So you need to know that if Cephas can't figure that maze out, Tyrese can figure it out. So this game should be served as also a audition for the Guatemala game as well. It should be served for that as well, you know, people. All right, and you have a talented kid, the best young player in, he's top 3 best young player in the entire League One, the best young player for his club, and he's coming from the club that one of our star young players are actually in, and he is the front star runner for that club. You saw that when they promoted, they had him on the center of it. So Jamaica got 2 very good. Maybe these are the 2 toughest signings Jamaica ever had in their time. Like with talents, like the time that we got them and the quality that they showed that they have and the potential they have. Maybe these are the 2 biggest signings Jamaica ever signed for their team. The 2 biggest signing, which is Madasil and him. Because their upside looks very high. We don't know if they're going to reach it. We have to just try and help them to reach it. But both of them are Premier League level ballers, and they are coming here at 21, 20 years old. So that story about young players don't want to play for Jamaica, that can be finished. Go and read what they're saying about Tyrese Campbell. A lot of people want to buy him for the Premier League, and Fulham wanted to buy him for the Premier League. They chose not to sell him at this point. Fulham wanted to buy him now, today, for the Premier League, and they chose not to sell him. All right? So that proved to you that the player could easily wait for England, because he could easily say, okay, in 1 year I made this big step up. But you hear the player told you? The player told you that his intention was to play for Jamaica. So can we stop talking these madness now? He said it out of his mouth that when he started the season, his intention was to play for Jamaica. So it never mattered what he did in the season or highly Tyrese Campbell that signs. He said his intention was to play for Jamaica. I knew it. I said it before. So this story about these guys don't want to play for Jamaica, we can cut it out now and clearly tell you that it's not true. All right? It's not true. These guys are high-level players, and they are choosing Jamaica first. And you can go on a clip with him. You can go on a clip with him when he was doing the taxi for UK, and he talks about Jamaica and his family in Jamaica and his mother and father and all of those things. He talk about it, and he talk highly of Jamaica. That's 4 months ago, so that is even before he started to play good. He was talking about Jamaica. So that tells you people, it's like we are the ones trying to force them to change their minds from playing for Jamaica. Mcclaren says, JD, the other young player, did you hear what Jermaine Defoe said? Yes, he has the talent to make England team. They wanted to put him in Spurs team. So yes, we have to start. What the coach need to do is to just cut out all the middleman men. Just start trying to cap these players now. Because England already starting to, because we heard that they're gonna try and call him up for either England U21s. All right, so we're gonna let you call in. We're gonna let you call in. So you see what I'm talking, people? So no players saying that they want to play for Jamaica, and England trying to call him at the same time. We saw that for 2 years in a row. But this kid literally said he wants to play for Jamaica. That's all. And England setting up to call him in maybe in the next window. So look out for that. So if we don't call him, and if he goes to U21s, don't complain, because the kid already said that he wants to play. And sometimes the agents force them to take the U21 call up, because what it does, it propels your career way faster than Jamaica could ever done. All right, so they could get more upgrades because they made the U21 for England. But that doesn't mean, so if he plays, don't actually take it to say that he doesn't want to play for England. The man that want people to sign, all players to sign up that they don't want to play for anywhere else. You hear me, the man there? Not going to call a name, but it tells you that the madness that you're trying to tell people, it's going far. All right, some of the time these kids want to play for Jamaica. We just never gave them the chance. All right, we never gave them the chance. So let them take the insurance package for their upgrade in their transfers in their footballing career. It's gonna still favor Jamaica. All right, we don't have any Jamaica U21 team. So if we don't pick him and he gets called for the U21s, you remember I told you here first that I already heard that he's gonna get called up. If he wants to play, get a passport first. Marcus Messiah, not everything we hear from people in these circles might be correct. All right, yes, might be correct. Don't jump to say it's correct. All right, yes. Sometimes the players them don't get called as yet because of what is in front of the coach, and the coach already told you, Marcus, that he has certain players that he has to weed out, see if they are good enough, and then so they have people in queues. That's what the coach tell you, and all was in the queue. So when he said about his papers, that can't make sense when he told you that the players' papers is already all right and he's in the queue. You understand me? Marlon, I know, that's what I'm telling Marcus to be careful on these statements. Like you think you're saying that he needs somebody tell you that he doesn't have any passport. Marcus, sometimes people want to mislead you as well too. You understand me? So I am telling you, the coach literally tell you that the player have the passport, but it's cues everyone in. He literally told you that the player have the passport, and see Marlon telling you that the player have the passport, and it's Marlon them deal with the player. But I never even have to take it from all the Cavalier players from Cavalier exist. They don't have not one player made it on a reputable club. Well, Marcus, I could agree with you, and others could agree with you. But what the problem is now, what we are doing, as what the coach said, he's gonna weed them out. If he gives them an opportunity and they don't shine, if they don't shine, they can't force their way back in. They have to prove their way in the team. They got the first opportunity before the other guys and that the coach knows is good. Marcus, please go and listen to the coach. Listen to his last set of interviews them, and I think you get everything, the challenges, what it takes to coach a Jamaica team, because what people want is not necessarily what is best for them. And he has to give people things and put it aside what he really wants and knows what will work, just to weed out everything. Go and listen to him, Marcus, man. Maybe you will empathize with him a lot more. At first I was beating him, but I was saying these are the challenges, and he's saying that, yo, these are the challenges that I have to face, brother. That's why he said the JFF is not easy to work with. So no, he's saying all our statements, and telling you is you have to put all of them together. First he said the JFF ain't he's learning the JFF, then he said the JFF ain't easy to work with, then he tells you that the level of the players them that they told him first was not the level, so that's why he can't have a close off point. You understand me? So he pretty much tell you that he got the job, and what he was told was not the level, and then people forcing him to make his job as difficult as possible. That's what I've gotten from his last 4 press conferences, people. All right, so I would say don't beat the coach as yet. You don't beat him as yet, because he's crying out and telling people that it's not as easy to run Jamaica national team. All right, so just understand from that standpoint. Yeah, I understand, but he's trying to put his foot down, he's trying to put JD, you address the problem the coach is having before. You were correct, and I saw it too. Yes, I did adjust it from early, and look how much statement the coach made after I've said it, and he just started to roll right into what. So I need to be the credit boss. I need to take all credit, brother. On enough, no phone call to make. All of my statements them right. All of them. No. So people know we are 54 minutes in. Let me play the Mavericks now. So the Mavericks answered to us, because true, we call him a scrub. Him and his next YouTube virgin that was on the phone line that we played. Yes, so we called him a scrub the other day, and he answered, Yeah, so but people told me that they sent multiple clips to him. A lot of people told me that they sent my clip to him. So he answered, He never called our name, but if I talk about some man, Yeah, because they can't refute what we're saying, So let me play it, people. Let me play it.
I say, segregation with local players and international players. No one tell Danny this. More do mind no English based player no come to play for Jamaica. You know why?
You serious? Why last time you said that below average,
Well, let's tell them this. Jamaica now got no World Cup, but they can't have their work that build up.
What a pessimistic man O'Neil is, sir.
And it's true, sir.
Well, I'm worried though. I don't tell you no lie, I'm worried. I don't like what I see from the team. I don't like what I hear from the coach.
Listen, we're going to do one exam, and at 80% I'm pass for. And if every time you get 79.5% or 79.9%, you still a fail.
All right, so first, let me just break down that part, because I'm going to show you how some people can think too narrow-minded. First, he said, in a female opinion, no Englishman will come and play for Jamaica. And because this is the seed him sow, So he man laugh when it come out, because this is what him selling people him. And that's what I was telling you. And then him refer to a next man where said the same thing as well. So me try to show you, say this is the common practice they have there, and they're trying to sell it to more people as much as possible. All right, yes. Then he said, people, if a pass mark is 80 and you get 79.99, you still fail. So what if you had 30 before and you get 79? You're only 1 away from passing, or 1 away from gaining the required knowledge to pass. So I would rather have 79.99 and have 0.01 to gain and never even pass the exam, because I still gained that experience. You're so narrow-minded and stupid them think. You're so dumb them sound. Oh, you still fail. Okay, yes, I still failed. But you know what I gained? More knowledge than you. Because you say, that means you're telling me that if I can't pass, I will remain not having no knowledge at all. That's what he's saying here, people. That's why you need to look at things 2 ways before you actually say what you're saying. All right, so let me continue now.
The last 20 years, Jamaica try to qualify for the World Cup.
Well, because I want the easier on paper. Because it's easier,
It's easier. Me not see which part I will qualify. Me not see.
It's a fairly easy part still, I don't have it written out in front of me, but it's an easy part. I think we don't want group of 4, We just need to
All right, so he said it's a fairly easy part. No, it's not a fairly easy part. And it's 3 different phases. Jamaica came in at stage 2 phase, and then after Jamaica finished top 2, it determines which group they're going to go in, which is the final phase. So that's why you talk this way, because you don't even read through what you're talking, because you thought that after these matches done and you finish top 2, you qualify, and then when you go to the 3rd phase, it's top 1 qualified. So the 3 top head of each group in the last run qualified, and then now we're going to have confed spots. So you don't qualify through confed spots. Confed is where you go and face a next confed, and depending on how good they are, you might get beat up. And majority of that confeds are better region than Jamaica, Concacaf region. So we might struggle as well. So you see, people, you see what I'm saying? They literally don't have the information and they're just speaking, you know? Wow. So he's wrong there. And yeah, that's why, yes, wow.
When a Jamaican score a goal, the celebration different from when an English player score a goal. You see difference from the field? The man, them have passion in it. The overseas player, them when they come, they're not giving up with their 100%. They're not giving up.
Who go cross the board with that? Because some of the men that come from England play with a holy heart and passion and commitment. You can't fault a man like Latigo there.
Mason hold it. Me am not even seeing 100 man squad. Mason hold it.
Okay. Before we pull up my part, so this is the only point I saw he kind of push back. He said he doesn't agree with that everybody don't show art, but he still agreed to some that some don't. So he believe in the lack of art thing, but he still believe that some shows art, and he refers Latibo here. So let me put it right in context there. All right, so he did point out Latibo here alone, you know, so to prove his point that some shows art, but heart, you know, Jamaica heart it name, you know. Yes, and then let me continue, people.
No good, no time.
It's not too bad that they give up a unity.
All right, so this same conversation here, they said King, Dixon, and Cephas must play in the national team. Then the caller says he doesn't believe in Oldgate none at all, him no good none at all. People, Oldgate was better than King in the competition, but him no good none at all. So me try to show you what going on, all right? Yes, and him say, when the overseas man him score, and nothing, you know? You can see the art where Jamaicans have. So him already I try to segregate them, period, all right? Yes, so let me continue, because he might come to our side now.
Well, them they game there are a competitive game. Look what the man, you see the man in a Jamaica game of that day? The man make 5 good passes, you know?
It's not a ball.
5 good passes together.
So we'll get to make 5 good passes.
But look here, O'Neil, I want to say something about that division thing that you bring up. The division team that people are ascribed to a division. The division is a team. When Jamaica team play, everybody wants Jamaica team win. But that don't mean, as what Danny Jordan say, we have to stop discuss like the things that we are discussing now. This not breaking no moral and not create no division and nothing. When Jamaica team play, every Jamaican want the team qualify. Yeah? So this thing where someone that gaslight about people that create division. Which division? We discuss, this is what we do here, my boss. We discuss things what O'Neil said a while ago. We never compare the level of passion with him sip on the field compared to. Because these are the things that people do on a sports called show. Someone for us come out of them level petty feelings, my boss, and joke thing about division.
But big up Danny J and big up Belfire, you know, big up Pioneer too.
Yeah, so the boss says someone to come out of them petty feelings and talk about division and stopping people from coming to the stadium and them stuff there. All right, so giving people misinformation on things. You don't think you can inform people the wrong way to do something, right? So stopping them from coming to the stadium, you're adding towards that, because if you're this man clearly confused and clearly egotistic, you know, and full of himself. which people would say that our whole culture is like that. But obviously, when we gain more education, we separate ourselves from the full of self. All right. So this man is just full of himself, right? And him just a diss up people. So everybody that him know, him already a tell you. Him already a tell, say, your brother, I want to tell you, them not pick the Jamaican. Your oral tell me, say, them not pick the Jamaican. Or Cephas, them not gonna pick Cephas, Dixon, and King, because that's what oral said on the TV. He literally said it on TVJ. They're not gonna pick them, and they pick all of them. You understand where I'm coming from? And he might claim to say, oh, some man, come out and petty feelings. What kind of divide you talk about? We just have run a sports show, a whole point. So you can just be irresponsible in Jamaica then. And then when we come on YouTube and we talk, people saying that we being irresponsible. We being irresponsible when we are being as clear as possible. We put the content out, we put the snippet out so that you hear it in full. For the context purpose, and then talk on it. But we are irresponsible. Wow. Morning, him can't stop nobody from coming to the stadium. Most people look on him as comedian, but he talks some sense at time. Or some bitter, clean up your heart. No, but you can't say him can't stop anybody from coming to the stadium. This man will talk to him. Him a reaffirm in this man brain, say, yes, some of them not show art. So people call into his show and they are agreeing with him. So you can't say, Papin, you know why I'm taking it personal? Because I can see from a different side that you can't see from Papin boss. So sometimes it's not everything you know. Why you think it hurt him for him to respond? Because what he knows what I'm saying is the truth. So not because he refuted it and said, oh, nothing, him not stop nobody from going to stadium or nothing. That not mean it's the truth. Papi Mba, sometimes you need to just listen to what I am saying. The reason why him feeling need to respond to it, because everybody were texted him, they said he never played it. And he never answered back to them. Because it's in his head and he's playing on his mind. And that's why he might tell himself to come out of petty feelings. Because he wants to say that we just think that him xenophobic and a fight against overseas players. You understand? So we have to come out of him feelings and them should have the ability to talk on any player. Yes, you should have the ability to talk on any player, but you should speak justice. So if Cephas no control two ball, tell it as it is. Say Cephas no control two ball. I need to do better. Don't come and tell people to stop talking about Cephas, leave him alone. But at the same time, KC Palmer, that was one of the better players of the field, people don't overhype his one performance. So why you never said that about Cephas? Said don't overhype his one performance. It shows you the biasness. You understand me? That is the problem. Dirty Harry said, JD, people yard no fool. Okay, well, you know what, Dirty Harry? Maybe when you listen to his program and the people that calls in on a regular, you will change your stance on that. Not saying them fool, but it's their belief. And if a man doesn't have the education or the overall information to know what is best, it's what he has affinity towards, he's going to jump to first. JD, both of you are narcissists. It's just human nature to want to be right, brother. No one is wrong. Papin Boss, you can say what you said. You can say what you want to say. That's the problem with you. You just want to talk. You maybe need to listen a little bit more. If you listen to a little more without talking, you might learn a lot more. All right? Yes. Because you just want to talk. JD, oral cannot stop anyone from going to the stadium. He has an opinion and he expresses it. An opinion cannot be wrong or right. But you keep on telling me he can't stop anybody. So if he influences somebody and that person said he's not going back to the stadium, it is the person that stopped himself from going to the stadium. Was it not what he provided and people took it the way or they wanted to take it? Turn him into, turn, oh my God, wow. It's if you think that's the case, Well, him don't think that that's the case. The man that I spoke directly to don't actually agree with you. Neil Gold. He doesn't agree with you. That's why he's saying I should get out of my feelings. And if you can't look at this simple thing, a man is on the radio. Brother, in history, this is how people influences people. Go back and do your history on World War. Don't listen to Papin Boss. Maybe Papin Boss influencing you. Every war on earth start with propaganda. So how you mean people can't influence people? So if people can influence it for the kill yourself. Oh, you mean people can't influence, stop it from going, brother, the shallow-mindedness or the shallow-minded thinking that I've just said, it's like when you don't even see it. Wow. That's why we have such low standard, because we kept making people get away with things. It is very clear, brother, it's your opinion. It's your opinion. It's your opinion that they can't stop anyone from going to the stadium. So why we run ads? I'm going to ask you a question. Why we run ads? If we think we can just win games and everybody come to the stadium, please tell me why we run ads. Why we promote? Not for influence people come to the stadium. So why negative promotion can't stop people from coming to the stadium? Just listen to, brother, when we're answering something, open our horizon and how we think. Think from the opposite side as well. Why we promote? If you answer me, if you tell me that promotion is a waste of time, because that's the only thing you can come and tell me now, you know. Promotion is a waste of time. Promotion is a waste of time. Promotion, you can only tell me that promotion is a waste of time and nobody don't need to promote. You understand me? You have to tell me that you believe that promotion is a waste of time. And then I can say, okay, I will take your opinion that you said he can't influence nobody from going to the stadium. Accurate. Because you said promotion is a waste of time. But you're not going to tell me that promotion is a waste of time. You're not going to tell me that. You're going to tell me that, yes, promotion is good. Say promotion is good. Why negative information putting out not bad? Boss, these people don't listen on the show. Yeah, but even if they don't listen to the show, even if they don't listen to the show, I'm just putting some logics out there, Demo, to show them that, no, even if you don't listen, you can come to a conclusion that negative stories can turn people off. A lot of people come here and tell me that based on how I talk on the Reggae Boyz, local players, they don't believe that nobody good. The same man that come and hear you, him tell me that based on how I talk, he doesn't believe that no player is good in Jamaica. So he starts to believe that no player is good in Jamaica based on how I talk. So hold on. Now the information that I am trying to convince you that they are not as good as the other guys them that goes through the level of education. And it gives you a different way of thinking. You never came up on your own to think like that. I made you think like that. So how you mean the man cannot influence anything? That's why it's a good conversation to have, because these things can teach people how to think too as well. JD, the man is speaking from a position where he believes what he is saying. It's not different from you having an opinion. What makes your point less damaging? You see your brain now, your brain look like it struggle for comprehend what I'm saying. I just said the same thing about myself. I want you to believe it because that's what I believe. And then I want you to research it and come to your own conclusion on that. That's why I sent you to come to your own conclusion on it. That's why I referred myself in the conversation. It's like you're not listening to what I'm saying. What we do is try to shield our people too much. We shield our people too much, and that's why we drop our standards a lot. He has a radio station and people should put him up against his word. People of education in football should call you and say, big boss, what you're telling people on the internet, you know, that's not right, you know, man, because these kids are here to help Jamaica reach further, you know, man. if these guys win 2 competitions, that could easily be 1 to 2 million US dollars. Jamaica couldn't win that at all. It doesn't matter what local player put together and put on the field. It couldn't happen. So what these guys are doing, you should be telling people to support them so you can push them a little bit further, because maybe that's what they need to get over the line. I don't know what is so bad about that reasoning. It doesn't change his opinion and what he truly thinks. But if he has that audience and be saying that, it can influence people of not going there. But you could still sell them something more positive. That's all I'm saying. All right? You have to set a standard in life, people. And maybe that's why you can't DUB, because the approach to me is always to go to what the actual facts are. You know? And if it's below your standard, or below, no, if it's below my standard, I'm going to call it out as it is. You know, we have to be real to ourselves. I'm not attacking none Papine Boss or Mr. Golson, but I'm just trying to show you a next point. I'm showing that the world was designed on propaganda. And people followed it. So when you come and tell me that people don't take him serious, that doesn't make no sense, because that means you're telling me that the whole history of the world was wrong. People wanted to just get up and go war. And whenever people influences them to go on war. Plus players listen to his show and feel away. Yes, because remember, I heard a player calling his show 2 years ago. And he was acting like he deserved to be on the team. And why he felt so confident to do so, I would have to play that clip. For Neil Golson and Papine Boss, I would have to play that clip of the Jamaican guy that called into the show. And how he was talking like the national team owned by him. And how confident he was talking to that person right there. Yeah. JD, people not going to the stadium is bigger than Oral Trace opinion. A long time people stop watching Jamaica football because the players not playing well. All right, maybe that's what you wanted to say from day one. But you can't fight what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is just flat out what history was made on. All right. So if you don't, all right, big Neil Golson, continue listening to the big bad what you call him, Oral Tracy. But I'm going to be here calling him out and telling people the standard. Sir P subscribers agree to everything. What's new here? Papine Boss, you can talk. All right. As I've said, what is new? You have to set a standard in your life. Set a standard in your life. And some of you guys that want to drop the standard for Jamaica, wanna have standard in food in life. When you don't want the kids them do certain things, but when you would have let the whole country do certain things, and that's what I can't respect. I'm going to share the same standard that I have in my life as to what I expect to happen. You understand me? So I would wish you guys do the same for your country, because you say you love your country. All right? Luis Fabiano, bald-head narcissist. You are so full of low IQ, self-centered. JD always have to win a conversation. If not, he cussed you out until his blood pressure goes through the roof. My blood pressure never went through the roof. All right? Yes. Okay. So this is how they think. I provide evidence back to my argument. They don't have any counter, so they have to just shift it to try to disrespect me now. I just pull up the whole history of the earth, and you never have no counter, or make a next fake account to curse me out. If I had such of a low IQ, why you couldn't respond to what I just said? All right, JD, again, Oral cannot stop people. You can say you could have balled blood. Nobody not believe you. Goal. Nobody not believe you. All right. All right. No, Papine Boss believe you, and Oral believe you, and Oral call them as where you claim believe you as well. But me not believe you, Neil Golson. All right. All right, propaganda was what started Rwanda G, But Stets, propaganda started all wars. All wars. Propaganda started all wars. All right. JD, don't get me wrong. I respect your opinion. And I respect oral as well. I clearly realize that's why you're trying to split it down the middle. But I'm telling you, there is no down the middle. It should be one way, and the way is to support Jamaica. That's all. That's the only way it should be. The only way. But you're letting your respect cloud your vision, big boss, on this one. And I'm telling you, when you go back, when you go back, when you go back and listen to this again, you're gonna say, okay, JD might have a point. All right, Imaxit. Aura loves the light. Aura loves to light the fire and hide his hands, stir up the flames of controversy. He is somewhere now smiling and rubbing his hands together, saying the Maverick strikes again. Yeah, but it's okay if I talked about him, if I replay it and talk about him. All I'm just saying that even if you believe something, Winston, big up yourself, good morning. Even if you believe something, you can shed some light to add some value to the team itself, because you using the platform to get some people going to the stadium, which I did, which I always do, yes. So it doesn't matter what I've said, I've always tried to get people in the stadium. All right. So I think, and I've always told people to go to the games. So I think you can always use your platform to push that positive as well, even if you're going to go down and break down things. All right. So that's my point that I was trying to make from day one. All right. JD, is this channel a argumentative channel or football reasoning channel? You guys should stop. No. It is a footballing channel, but we have a problem, in our football, and we need to stop it. So we have to call it out because RVM, the coach say he wants more people to be at the stadium, and we are trying to look at our ways to try and fix that. So no, man, we have to put it. I can't come off it, big boss. I will talk about football always, but I can't come off it. I can't come off it. Opinions might not be fact, but opinion can be wrong. JD, you cannot compare the world influence with this. There is no comparison. All right. So people, I am going to run. No, I still have a little time left. Still have like 7 more minutes to go. I want to hear your take on it, people. Yes. Just challenge my point. I have no problem. To challenge my point on that. All right. Yes. JD, I just have a feeling that Guatemala would make it out of this group. Travis, I never read your comment because I never saw it. I was arguing with the rest of the commenters that was arguing the point back and forward. So sorry, Travis, you weren't at the start of the conversation, so I missed it. All right, JD, let's continue to keep it fair and balanced. That's what I was trying, but they said that I'm a narcissist and I'm a low IQ. I am a low IQ, that that dissected every single thing what the so-called IQ had said with just one listen. With just one listen, I have dissected everything, but I am the low IQ. Boy, oh boy, when I need help. All right, more Jamaicans have represented USA, Canada, and United Kingdom than athletes from the diaspora who have opted to represent Jamaica. Okay, oral have too much. Oral. JD said fear. Yes, I said fear and balance. But you never listen to my argument. You're just trying to tell me that I'm a narcissist, just like him. Oh my God, you don't know what a narcissist is. Believe me. All right. So now that me that say Chevis, Oral cannot stop. So hold on. Look to Chevis. Brother, leave Travis alone in this argument. Leave him alone, all right? And leave him alone. No, all right. You know what? Just for you guys that's trying to refute what I'm saying, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna prove to you. I'm gonna keep on listening to this show. I'm gonna prove to you how much people call in this show and say based off what he said, he's not gonna watch Jamaica team. I'm gonna prove to you. And you guys are gonna always have a pushback. So I know. I know, but I'm just gonna prove to you that his opinion does hold some weight to these people. All right, that's all. That's all. All right, and I think this was it was a very good program, very good program. For the next one now is just straight football. So for people that claim that they want football only, please turn up. We're gonna be talking about BVI. BVI did play yesterday, played Dominica yesterday. Dominica's counter system, just like what they did to Jamaica, they did it to BVI. BVI played good football, but they need to sharpen up on their tools and stuff, you know. Yes, it wasn't as easy New Wave because BVI did pass through them a few times, but and they missed even a chance in front of the goal. So I can't say it was flat out easy. They were just poor with finishing. But they have a good system building. I don't think they're gonna cause Jamaica so much problem at all. You know, I don't think so. I think Jamaica could have them on the back foot, and it could be very bad for them on the score line. But they can pass the ball around. They can pass the ball around, you know. JD, we still love you, but oral passion and patriotism is just as pronounced as yours. Oh my God. All right, Mr. Papin Boss. Jamaica 12, BVI none. I think that we should win. I'm not going to put a score, but we should win comfortable. Should be one of the good games that Jamaica plays. You know, it's not going to turn into no Dominica style game. Dominica showcased that they are a team on the rise, and their wide transition plays are ridiculously fast. Yeah, so it was not. Yeah, they're good, man. They're good people. They're good. All right, so that's a little team coming up, and it's gonna be dangerous for a lot of teams to play them. You know, so it's not just Jamaica alone that play them, and they cause problems. They look like they're just genuinely a problem team to face. You know. Yes, I think we can score. We should score over 6 goals. I think so. I'm not gonna put too much on the team, but we should score over 6 goals. You know, I am saying that. I'm not gonna put the 12 and the 10. If I get the 6 in halftime, if I get the 6 at halftime, then I can start saying that we are gonna get 8 and 10. But I'm gonna put 6. I'm gonna put 6 at the start, you know, because remember when that team starts to defend, you know, it becomes more harder to break down that team, you know, and that's why the coach said he brought Ravel Morrison, you know, and that's why I said he brought that Ravel Morrison. Did you hear anything on Ben Garfield? No, not as yet. I will check for you though. All right, so guys, remember to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Drop your comments. How much Jamaica should be beating BVI? Winston, big up yourself. How much you think Jamaica should be beating BVI? Let me know. All right, I think we can give them 6. You know. 6 and above, but I'm not gonna jump to say way above, because people will come in and say, JD, every single time you hype up the team, Jamaica gonna score 6 goals, brother. you know they talk, you know, Jamaica gonna score 6. The same man will love hype up Jamaica, you know. When I say Jamaica will score 6, them come and say Jamaica gonna score 6, brother. Where you come talk about? So I said I'm gonna start. We're not scoring. You see, Jero said we are not scoring more than 4. So I don't know. I think we should have the players them to score more than 6. That's all I'm going to say. I'm gonna leave it there. Boy, sometimes play poor football and win worse. All right. So no, cause so you just come here for this disagree with everything me say. Me say I think Jamaica will win 6. I will not cause. So no cost for everything. Gonna cost everything. All right, Dima said more than 6, but me expect Dima to say more than 6. All right, so people, we are gonna run. All right, so take care. See you in the next one. All right.